G'day everyone, today I was thinking about how people actually learn to play Hearthstone 4, and for most other games the answer is through the tutorial. However, in this case there just simply isn't one, or at least not one that's going to help you out anyway. And besides, Hoi4 is way too complicated for just one single tutorial to get you up to speed. So what do people do then? Where do they go? Well, the answer is actually right here. And by here, I mean YouTubers. People would usually go to their favorite creator and watch what they do and just copy that, basically. The problem with that though is going off a single source of information isn't the best way to go, either with gaming or life in general. On the other hand though, it's pretty time consuming to watch all the videos from all the creators. So I decided to give you the next best thing. I asked 5 other creators for their best tip for people getting into Hoi4, all contained in one easy video. I've even chucked my own tip in at the end there for you, just a nice little gift from me to you. But honestly, they're not just tips for new players. There were a few in there that made my jaw drop because I can't believe that I'd never even heard of them myself. So sit back, enjoy, and I've linked each person's channel in the description. So after you've watched this, please head over and show them some love. Who knows, you might even learn something.
Hello, my name is Pydgin, and this is my Hoi4 new player tip for HammoTimee. Only attack when your divisions are fully equipped. When you're not equipped, the divisions attack, defense, and breakthrough are scaled proportionally, which sucks. But so does the reliability. And because of this, when you attack with a partially equipped unit, you take far higher casualties. So to sort this, hover over the orange bar and see what equipment you're missing. Go to your logistics menu and see how much you need to fulfill those divisions. It may be a case of your factories just being out of balance. You can also prioritize equipment for that division type so that new equipment goes there first.
Hello, I'm Hovelax, and this is my somewhat intermediate tip for players coming into Hoi4. I think the thing that many players often don't realise is a mechanic that is never explicitly explained within the game, and that's the difference between world tension and personal tension or personal threat. I'll show you in an example. Here we can see a good game with me playing the Scandinavian Empire. World tension is starting to get pretty high now, and it's above 25%. As we know, above 25% and the allies start guaranteeing. I want to get Finland, that's my next nation that I'm going for, but if I start justifying, the allies are going to guarantee Finland. So how do we avoid this? Well, if we hover over the globe at the top left, we can see that while there is 33% world tension, we have generated only 10.2. This is our personal threat. Currently the number is 10.2 in red. Red meaning if you do anything, the allies are going to stop you. However, if that number is below 10%, then they're not going to stop you. In short, you're going to have to wait until that number is much below 10% and then work out the difference on your justification. So currently it's going to be 5% in order for us to be able to do it. So 10 minus 5 is 5. So we're going to have to wait until our personal threat is at 5% before we can even make this justification. It may sound bad, but that's the difference between having a free Finland or getting yourselves involved in a war with the allies. Hopefully this will help you if you ever find yourself wanting to form some formidable nations. Bye.
I think the best advice for a new player is to not do the natural inclination when first starting off to play a major nation like Italy, Germany, or the Soviets. Start on a smaller scale with a minor nation who can access smaller scale battles with their neighbors. Someone like Greece, Bulgaria, or really any Balkan nation would work well for this. The game is already overwhelming enough, so you don't want to go full bore into having to deal with navies, air, and land on multiple fronts all at once. Explore the game and find new ways to have fun. Some of my favorite playthroughs have been paths that were almost entirely unexplored or untouched before I played around with them. Push your limits and explore the game. Try new nations and ideas out, even do non-meta ideas. Also, even though Alex the Rambler always says Cass is king, the best plane for single player is an AA gun, and soft attack is the actual king. Sorry, Alex.
Hey guys, it's Efficient Strategy Gaming, and I just wanted to share with you today my best beginning Hearts of Iron 4 tip, and that is to not create too large of an army. And there's 3 main reasons why building a smaller army is going to work better for you. So let's get into it. The first reason is that the more troops that you have in an area, the more chance that you're going to have problems supplying them. And you can see here that the red box and the yellow box signifies that you are having very low supply. And low supply comes with many combat penalties. So you don't want to see that. You definitely don't want to attack if you're having a yellow or a red box. So making a smaller army improves logistics. The second reason why I build smaller armies is the fact that you need to supply these armies from your stockpile. So if you go under the logistics tab, you can see your stockpile. You definitely want to make sure that you have a large stockpile before you enter into a major conflict like Operation Barbarossa. And the more divisions that you have, the more consumption of supplies that you're going to have, and the less of a stockpile that you're going to have. And once your divisions start to not be completely supplied, which is this tan bar right here, you're also going to suffer combat penalties. And the third reason why you should build a smaller army is because not all generals are created the same. So if you just have rows and rows of armies, you're not going to get all the benefits that you would by having excellent field marshals and generals such as Witzleben, Guderian, Rommel, von Kluge. So you want to make sure that you build a smaller army so that you are able to utilize the better generals to the best of their abilities. And that's going to be it for this little guide here today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to show you the basics of how paratroopers work in Hearts of Iron 4. In order to successfully carry out a paradrop, we first need to have the respective tech researched. It automatically provides you with a basic template that you can modify, but you can also create a new template from scratch. The amount of paratrooper battalions you can deploy is limited by the size of your army in the field and shares the Special Forces cap with Mountaineers and Marines. Battalions are what you put into slots when designing templates. Now that you have paratroopers, you need transport planes. For each division that is assigned to a drop order, you need to have 50 idle transport planes available in the airport that the operation is launching from. So for 2 divisions you need 100 planes, for 3 divisions 150, etc. If you split your operation into multiple drops, you can reduce the amount of planes needed. For example, 6 drop orders with only a single division assigned to each only require 50 transport planes. But the divisions are going to be dropped in sequence, not simultaneously. If any air region that the order goes through is contested, you need to achieve over 70% air superiority there. Otherwise your transport planes won't depart. The range of transport planes is limited and cannot be upgraded. Lastly, here's a quick debugging list I collected over the years, should you ever run into issues.
And now it's time for my tip. Honestly, those were all big acts to follow, and I've changed what mine was going to be quite a few times just to make sure it was worthy of being on this list. Yes, that's right, my own list. What I ended up landing on is something that should help you out, especially if you're a bit of a newer player, you're not completely familiar with the war system yet. It's something that's going to help you be able to take over a lot more countries a lot faster and easier than you would otherwise. What I'm talking about is the time it takes to justify a war goal on a nation, depending on who you're at war with. If we have a look, we're playing as Venezuela. If we are going to justify a war goal on Colombia, that's going to take 250 days, which is a long time. The time it takes you to justify a war goal is influenced by a few things. The main thing is the world tension limit. The higher the world tension limit, the faster it is for you to justify a war goal. The other thing that can influence your justification speed is if you're at war with a major nation. We go ahead and declare war on the UK right now, and then we have a look at how long it would take us to justify on Colombia. We can see that now it's only going to take us 45 days as opposed to 250. So when you are at war with a major, you can use this to try and get some war goals on some of the smaller countries nearby you and be able to take them out a bit faster. And then another enhanced aspect to this is when there is a nation, particularly one that is in a large faction, so the United Kingdom is obviously in the Allies, if we go ahead and declare war on a bunch of other minor nations, you can see that they're all joining the same faction as that major power. So when you capitulate the major, not only do you end the war with them, but you also end the war with any of the minor nations that have joined their faction. Some of these countries didn't join the Allies due to their ideologies being too different, but you can see that now we actually have access to a lot of these territories. We didn't even fight in these areas. We just declared war on them, and because we beat the leader of the Allies, or the leader of that faction as the major, then we got access to the rest of the land as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found these tips helpful. This was one that I was super excited to make for you, so if you did enjoy it, please not only like and subscribe, but also let me know down in the comments which tip was your favorite. Also, a huge shout out and thank you to Pydgin, Hovelax, Hatlesspider, Efficient Strategy Gaming, and Man for being a part of this. Thank you guys so much. Each of their channels are linked in the description down below, so be sure to head over to them and sub to their channels and check out some of their videos. Finally, thanks so much to you for watching. By you watching my videos allows me to do cool things like this and collaborating with other YouTubers, so I appreciate you so much for supporting me. If you are interested in supporting me further, I've actually just launched a Patreon and channel memberships. If you decide to join, you get early access to my videos, a shout out on the end screen, a monthly Q&A, and you can vote on which videos that I make next. Plus for YouTube memberships, you get a watch ad free as well, which is pretty cool. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I, again, appreciate you so much. Please follow me on my socials, that's Instagram and Twitter, I'll link them below, and I'll see you in the next one.